Hey everybody, Jack Musick here, greeting you with lots of aloha. Big Island Kobudo, like, subscribe, notification bell, Patreon, tip, Bitcoin tip jar, gratitude and appreciation. First off, thanks to my patrons. I could not do it without you. Thank you. And in this video, this is kind of my channel update, August 11th, 2017. Single loop and double loop learning. So yeah, this is a video I've kind of wanted to do this update for a really long time. I hadn't made a video for a couple months, and then I posted my class final project video at the end of June, which was about the vision quest that I did at Naropa for the MA Eco Psychology program. And in that couple months that I hadn't put out a video, I had wanted to put out the video I'm making today, which is kind of a channel update and just saying, well, first off, let me illustrate a concept for you. So I'm going to put a diagram up on the screen here, and this is a single loop and double loop learning. And so take a look at that for a moment, please. Okay, so you're intelligent people. You can interpret that yourself, right? And before I learned that concept this year, I'd say about in February or March, I'd say that I've always been engaged in single loop and double loop learning, or reflection. I've always been a person who has questioned their underlying assumptions, their motives, their point of view, and I've always just been in a deep state of questioning my most fundamental beliefs. I would always question everything, and I would listen to anything, no matter how ridiculous it sounded. It was like, well, I'll give this a try. Let's see what's going on here. So, for example, I'm not saying I believe in it, but I keep an open mind. I try to keep a very open mind in my life. And, for example, I'm not saying I believe in it, but a couple years ago, or at some point, I had come across the flat earth theory, right? And that a lot of people believe in that. A lot of people believe in the flat earth theory, and I am not knocking it, okay? So if you believe in that and you are watching this, don't take this the wrong way. But when I became aware of the flat earth theory a couple years ago, I came to it with a completely open mind. I'm like, well, people believe this, that's what they're saying, let's give them a fair shake. Let's give it a look and keep an open mind. Whatever, who knows? Maybe they're right. Maybe the world is flat. So I was willing to question that fundamental concept of the earth being round that I had been raised with since my earliest years, right? That you're educated about in school and in your science class. So I thought the world was round. But then when I became aware of flat earth stuff, I gave it a fair look. I looked at all the evidence, and then I decided that that's not a theory I totally believe in. However, I say that with the caveat that the flat earth theory people do put out, they do raise some very interesting questions. There is some evidence that they show, there is some video footage they show, there is some examinations that they show. That is very compelling. That really does make me raise serious questions about the fundamental nature of reality. To make a classic Star Trek reference, for the world is hollow, and I have touched the sky. So if you know classic Trek, I think you'll dig that. And so yeah, questions are raised for me, but I don't buy it as a complete theory. but I was willing to question my most fundamental, concepts of reality. So before I had even learned, single loop versus double loop learning, that was a process I always tried to be engaged in. And then when I became consciously aware, I learned the name of that term and I learned the concept officially. I really came to that with the YouTube channel. I'm like, what do I want to do with this YouTube channel? So at this point, I'm still making videos. I have recorded a number of videos I haven't posted yet. I've got a lot of footage from over the years to share, and a lot of cool stuff. And I want to share cool stuff, and I want to share good information and empowering information. And I'm not quite sure where I want to take the channel. I named the channel Big Island Kobudo, which was the name of my karate dojo, rather. And I taught at the YK Rec Center Thursday nights regularly for a number of years here in Hilo. Right now, while I'm working on my master's degree, I'm not teaching regularly. I'm accepting private students, and I'll teach people privately, but I'm not doing a regular class because I am focused on being a student right now. Maybe this semester I would choose to teach a class if I decide to go in that direction, but the direction I'm going as a person is kind of being as focused a student as I can be. Like, I am really starting to budget my time each day and each week, and I'm deciding how to, be the most effective student I can be, how to write the best master's paper that I can write, and to figure out something really awesome for myself. So, that having been said, I'm not a YouTuber that wants to make YouTube videos like all day, every day. I don't want to be like constantly, hunting for stuff and doing stuff and making video production the, number one focus of my time. I do want it to be a focus of my time, and there are a lot of things I'm looking forward to sharing and that I'm definitely going to share, But I'm just at a time of figuring out what I want to do with this channel. I've gonna keep working on some of the playlists I've started. There are other videos that I've wanted to, I have an idea for August, so we'll see if I decide to go in that direction this month and share those before the semester kicks in hardcore at the end of the month. I guess I'm training, like in the book Transpersonal Development, Roberto Assagioli makes the analogy of a mountain climber. And he says that before you climb a particularly arduous mountain, you train at the base. And you get yourself trained, and then you can climb that mountain. Or to make another analogy, if you're going to run a marathon, you don't just show up the day of the marathon and then expect to run a good race, unless you're an incredibly fit person, or unless you're an ancient Greek warrior who is running to tell the news. Maybe then you'll just show up and run a marathon, right? But if you're a serious marathon runner, you train a lot. And it's funny, I think I know more marathon runners in Hilo, now that I talk about it, than anywhere else in the world. And I know a lot of people that run marathons, run the Honolulu Marathon and stuff, and they put in a lot of training. One gentleman I know is 69 years old, the same age as my dad, and he's running marathons, and I think that is a super amazing thing. But he trains, right? So I'm kind of thinking about the semester, this fall semester of 2017 that I'm about to go into, my penultimate semester at Naropa, as I write my master's paper. And so I'm like, what do I want to do with the YouTube channel? Maybe it's kind of like I want it to be fun for me. I want it to be, rest and relaxation and, something creative that is not a burden, Because a lot of times in the past I've felt, not a burden, but like with many of the YouTube channels I've had, like with this one, A Year in Okinawa, some of the others, like I felt overwhelmed with where I was at in my life and the amount of schoolwork I had to do. So, similar to this, when I came back from Okinawa in February of 2014, and I had to jump into the spring semester at UH Hilo late. I had finished my time in Okinawa, came back, and then I had like 5 weeks of school to catch up on with a number of classes. And so I didn't make YouTube videos, or even when my time was ending in Okinawa, I felt overwhelmed, so I was like, okay, I have to put YouTube aside and focus on what I need to do. And so that's where I'm at, is like focusing on what I need to do, still having a YouTube outlet, but then reappraising what I want to do with the YouTube channel. And like even this channel, you know, Big Island Kobudo, I've done videos with a number of different topics, and then I'm thinking maybe they would be better served with like a personal page, or, you know, this is named for my karate dojo, but I've made it a real personal page, and I have not made an excessive number of martial arts videos. I did not make martial arts the focus of this channel. So I'm going to be doing single loop and double loop learning and evaluation, and maybe martial arts is an area that I'm going to, you know, go with this channel and stop doing as many videos with the other channels. I don't know yet. So I'm just kind of really deeply examining things, and I wanted to share that and just say I don't know where the channel's going to go. I know a number of you have maybe subscribed due to natural farming videos or to Mandela effect videos, and like I would put out a couple Mandela effect videos, or I guess that happened like once or twice, right, where I put out some Mandela effect videos and I lost a few subscribers. And it was like, well, maybe they signed up for natural farming. They didn't sign up for Mandela effect, and they're not interested in Mandela effect. And that's okay, you know. So maybe, yeah. So so that's about what I wanted to say on this video. You know, I'm not sure where I'm going to take the channel. I'm going to take you somewhere cool. I'm going to take you somewhere exciting if you stick with me. So stick with me. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this video. And yeah, I encourage you to figure out for yourself, you know, do some single loop, double loop learning, some reflection. Where do you want to take your life, right? Yeah, what do you want to do? Because I know you can do it. You know, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are an amazing person, and you can do anything you want. And you know, I don't want to like digress into my story too much, but one of the things I've learned in life, right? Like I just followed my dream of moving to Hilo, Hawaii to teach karate. I did not imagine that I would, when I moved to Hilo, I did not imagine that I would get a lot of scholarship money and that I would get to go to Okinawa for a year and live a forgotten dream. You know, I'd wanted to go to Okinawa many years ago, and I just kind of, when I first started studying with Mr. Oyata, but then I really focused on studying with Mr. Oyata, and I put aside the idea of going to Okinawa. I made karate my main focus in life for well over a decade of my life, and I've been doing it 21 years now. I just tested and got my 6th degree black belt in July. And so when karate brought me to Hilo, Hawaii, I didn't imagine that it would take me to Okinawa and to University of the Ryukyus in Ishihara, and then to many other places like Hilo's sister city of Nago, or Kona's sister city of Kumejima, Kume Island. So yeah, if you're watching this, if you're still watching this after I've rambled on for a really long time, follow your dreams, because you do. And then things will really work out, no matter what. It may be tough, but if you follow your dreams, awesome things happen. And yeah, thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate you. My name is Jack Musick, and I'm wishing you lots of aloha.